celebrating tonight. The channel hit 200,000 subscribers, which is not a number I ever expected to see. So I got myself a little cupcake to celebrate. Let's light it together. This is to all of you guys who have subscribed along the way. We are celebrating 200,000 subscribers and also 10 years of the channel. I created this channel in January of 2015. I didn't actually start posting videos in English until well into 2017 or even 2018, but I did create this channel and create a few videos in Russian back then. So 10 years, 200,000 subscribers. This is to all of you guys. I am very excited about this milestone, so thank you so much for helping me achieve it. I cannot wait to try this cupcake. I have been sniffing it all day. I think I'm gonna get my lipstick everywhere, but it doesn't matter to you guys. That is one solid cupcake. I think my lipstick is fine. I did get it on my hands though, but that's alright. It's been 10 years of the channel and over 400 videos. I asked you to send me pictures of bracelets that you have made based on my tutorials. You sent them over on my Discord server, the link to which is always in the video description. And now I'm gonna go have a look at them. Let me scoot over a little bit. I am so excited to look through these. I did see some of them already, but we're gonna take a closer look and we're gonna look at all the other ones that were submitted after I last looked at this. Look at these gorgeous bracelets. I recognize this one from the Shaped Alphas tutorial. This is the Greek wave bracelet with some variated string. I think that makes it look really cool, gives it a little bit of dimension to the wave there. This is of course one of my favorite patterns of all time, the Starburst. I loved it so much I filmed another tutorial on the mini Starburst just because I wanted you guys to have access to this pattern even if you didn't want to make it with so many strings. That's how much I love this one. This is a solid bracelet. Also, interesting color choice. I've only ever made Starbursts that are in a specific color gradient, so I'd make like a red Starburst, a purple one, a blue one. I think those are the only three that I've ever made. I made 2 blue ones actually. But this obviously uses different colors and I think that makes it look really cool. And here we have the twisted chevron, which is another favorite of mine. I love how the chevron splits off and then twists again. And the stitched chevron. This is also a really cool color combination. Blue and yellow go really well in this. These are some gorgeous, gorgeous bracelets. Thank you so much for submitting. And of course, any tutorials that I mention are always going to be linked in the description as well, if you want to recreate these bracelets as well. Here we have some more tutorials. And also thank you so much for the kind messages. Messages and comments like these really keep me going and are absolutely like the fuel into me creating more videos, so I truly appreciate them. But here we're starting with 2 polka dot chevrons, one in blue and one in red. Pink? Pink. I kind of want to make this pattern again. Back when I did the tutorial, I already made like 5 of this bracelet, but I kind of want to do it again. It is a really fun pattern and it's not that difficult at all. It's just a variation of the chevron. I'm not gonna lie, I keep eyeing that cupcake. It's waiting for me. But maybe I should make more of this bracelet. This one is the gingham bracelet, with which I posted a tutorial this year. Also an interesting color choice. This one kind of reminds me of a ladybug. I mean, obviously black and red, but that's the first impression that I get. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Here we have some more bracelets to look at. I think some of these are bracelets made based on not with me's that I've done rather than tutorials. I remember making this pattern. It's very cool to see a recreation of it in entirely different colors. I also like how you did the striped loop at the top. I think that's really cute. And also I see that you flipped your triangle ends before you started making your bracelet. It's always cool to see when people kind of do those small variations of things. I don't always do that. I do that for some bracelets, but I do like to see it when people recreate that as well. Whether or not it was based on my tutorial specifically, but I just find that cool. This is one that I've made at least 3 times, and I might make more of. This is a favorite pattern of mine, and I also think it goes really well with multicolored string, so I love that you used that here. That green string is gorgeous, and the bracelet is gorgeous. Now this is an impressive collection. This is the Leaves friendship bracelet, and this is ambitious even for me, and I made, what, 8 of the Greek wave bracelets? This is intense, and it looks amazing. I love that you also made loops for them. I didn't bother. I just let the strings hang freely and then I made a tie out of it. I didn't bother with any kind of start at all, but it looks really good and I love all of the colors of these. We have another twisted chevron. Oh, I love it. I also just love the chevron. I think I really like the candy stripe and I really like the chevron. There's a certain simplicity to it that I just vibe with. I recently took pictures of a bunch of bracelets in my collection. I went to the park, I took all of the bracelets with me. I realized that there was a lot in my collection that I have forgotten to take pictures of. And I had so much fun arranging those candy stripes like on the leaves of different plants or on the petals of flowers. And I think there's a charm to those kinds of bracelets. And obviously when you can do some kind of a twist to them, pun intended. They turn out really cool as well. This is another one that I did as a knot with me. I used a pastel rainbow string for this one, which turned out beautifully. But I love how this one looks as well. It's also always really cool to see what kind of multicolored strings other people have and use. I don't think this is a color that I've ever seen or used. And sometimes I can very clearly recognize what string it is that people are using because I would have used it before, or at least have it in my collection. And I think that's really cool. Whenever I go to any kind of craft shop, I always look for their multicolored strings. We have a whole lot more here, again with the starburst. This is definitely a color combination that I've made, so I relate to this person. I think blue is actually the first one that I made, unless that was purple, I'm not quite sure. No, I think purple was filmed for the tutorial. Can't remember, but I do love the blue. I made another one of blue in the mini version, so that's kind of my go-to color combination for it. This is a pattern that I've made twice, which I realized when I was filming my latest collection update. I didn't realize I made it twice, and then I saw two bracelets of the same pattern and I was like, oh, I guess I've made this twice. But it is a wonderful pattern and I really do love the multicolored string here. For this one, I wonder if it was hand dyed, because it looks hand dyed. The colors flow just perfectly and I don't think I've seen that in a produced string. I would love a comment if you're watching this, because I'm just curious. This is another one of that same pattern, the one that I made 3 times and I really love with multicolored string. It works really well here. The pink and the yellow complement the pattern beautifully. The split fishbone chevron is another one of my favorite chevron variations. It is so easy, just like the actual fishbone chevron, which I think we might have a photo of later on. The fishbone chevron looks so complicated, but it's actually just 2 repeating rows and they are very easy to remember. The split fishbone chevron is kind of like that. There's a little bit of an extra step because you do have to remember which side you're doing, but obviously you can look at the previous row and thus determine what you need to do for the next one. And I just think they're really cool. I love patterns that are deceptively easy. They're my favorite kind to make. We have another stitched chevron, purple and green, or kind of pink and green. Either way, looks gorgeous. Also, I love that you take pictures on gems. I do that a lot as well. I have an entire gem collection and I love taking pictures of my bracelets behind gems, in front of gems. Ah, the vertical wave bracelet, another old favorite. I haven't made this in forever. I really should. This one is also deceptively easy. It is literally just an alpha bracelet with 2 leading strings. One goes from left to right, the other goes from right to left, and they alternate, and it's like a zipper thing. So easy, it's so effective, and it looks just gorgeous. And I love the string here as well. Pink and yellow, perfect. Ah, this is so gorgeous. I love the multicolored string here. Also very curious if it's hand dyed or if this is a brand that makes this. I'm on the hunt for rainbow strings. I do have a very good rainbow string that I use, but I'm always on the hunt for more. I'm just curious. I want to try all of them. Rainbow is probably my favorite color combination for anything, so very curious if this was hand dyed. Either way, the bracelet looks absolutely phenomenal. This is also one of my favorite patterns. I made this pattern as well. Gorgeous. Beautiful. I also love how you do buttons for your bracelets. I think that's really cute. Probably works a lot better than what I do, because mine sometimes fall off. Here we go. Here we have the fishbone chevron. Ah, this one is massively nostalgic for me. This was the first video that I filmed in English on this channel. That was several years ago. I don't even remember. I can probably look that up actually. Over 6 years ago. That was the first English tutorial that I posted on this channel, and it actually did really well quite quickly. It is a deceptively easy pattern and it's just so beautiful. I love it. And this is a gorgeous bracelet. Thank you for sharing. And this one is the brick candy stripe. It goes from like a pink to a light pink to an orange to a couple of greens. Love it. This is really wonderful. We have some more fishbone chevrons. So according to the message, this was the first bracelet that this person made based on my tutorials. It turned out gorgeous. And then they remade it again 6 months later. And they say it's really interesting to see their progress. And I do think that that is really cool. Like if you make the same bracelet years down the line, in your case 6 months, in my case I filmed the video doing it over 10 years later, I think. I'll leave that video linked in the description. That was a really fun experience. But I think that could be really cool just to like see how differently you make bracelets. For me as well, over the years I realized that my knot tension changed so much. I started with really loose knots. Then for whatever reason I went into extremely tight knots to the point where some of my bracelets are a little bit warped because the tension is so high and I can like bash them on the desk and it'll make a sound because there's just so much tension in the bracelet. And now I'm kind of in the middle between that, in this normal tension spot. But I think that that's also really cool that you can see how differently you make your bracelets over time. Also, the color combination for this one is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. While I do love rainbows, of course, that's always going to be my go-to, they are kind of basic, I'm not gonna lie. Because they are my go-to, it doesn't require much thought. Like sometimes I spice it up a little bit and do a little bit of a variation of a rainbow, so something that's a little bit more vibrant or something that's more pastel. But still, I mean, a rainbow is a rainbow, so whenever I see bracelets that I make as rainbows but in other color combinations, I think that's really cool. It's like massively creative and beautiful. We have a work in progress based on one of my tutorials. This is the distorted candy stripe. I love it. This is definitely one of those patterns that I was talking about that is deceptively easy. Like you look at that and you think that that is very difficult to make. In fact, this is one of the bracelets that I wear outside most frequently. I've worn it to the office multiple times and people ask me like, oh, this is a really complicated bracelet. And I'm like, no, this is actually one row. I can literally tell you the tutorial right now. 3 forward knots, 3 backward knots, 3 forward knots, 3 backward knots, and then 3 forward knots again. That's it, that's the tutorial. Don't have to watch the video now. It is linked in the description if you want it, but that is literally it. It's just an alternation of 3 forward and 3 backward knots. It's a gorgeous pattern and a gorgeous bracelet. Oh my god! Oh, look at that. I love a cat pattern for sure. That is my soft spot. I've made a ridiculous amount of cat bracelets and I need to make more because I have been slacking lately and I haven't made one in a while. But this is one of my favorites that I made. I really like this pattern. I made it, I think, with a rainbow string, kind of a pastel rainbow in the background. And this person obviously made it with like a red string, which I think works really well as well. I love using multicolored strings and backgrounds of alphas. I think they work really well for that. I also love how you did the triangle starts here. I've always been too lazy for that. I do have a tutorial on how to make them, but I never do because I don't want to. I just start my alphas in a straight line and then I make ties out of it. I cannot be bothered to do that, but it looks really nice. So I commend you for that. My goodness, we have even more. Look at these gorgeous Greek wave bracelets. I feel like they match really well. The blue and the pink specifically, the colors, they match really well between each other. And I love how a lot of you can also never resist a collection, so it makes me feel seen. I made 8 of these. Maybe that was a bit much. The polka dot chevron made another appearance. Oh, I love it. I also love the kind of brown and blue here. I need to make more bracelets with brown. Like that is a color that I've been neglecting severely. I sometimes push myself and I've made a couple of bracelets that are in that color scheme, but I definitely need to make more. Maybe you inspired me to do that. If you see a brown bracelet from me, you'll know where this came from. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love this. I didn't even see this pattern before. If you're watching this, I need to know the pattern of the top one because that is absolutely gorgeous. I've made a tutorial for the frog bracelet, which is the bottom one. Obviously in different colors though. I made it in green. This one is in multicolored. I think it looks gorgeous. But the same principle applies to kind of any shaped bracelet. So that cat one, I just love it. Please share the pattern if you're watching this video. I forgot I made a tutorial for this bracelet. Wow. And you made 3 of them and they're all gorgeous. I love that. This is the keyhole bracelet and I genuinely forgot I made a tutorial for that. This is amazing. Oh, I'm getting inspired all over again. Like I want to make these bracelets again. As if I didn't just raid your guys' to-dos and get a billion more bracelets to make. Now I want to recreate all of these again. I feel like it's me and reading books. I have like a massive TBR, which is a to be read pile, but I also just kind of want to reread the books that I already read. Can never win. Oh, the flip-flop bracelet. I love the black. The sparkly black in the top one. That's a very interesting color choice. I love these. The color scheme for both of them works really well. And this is also a really big favorite of mine. I need to stop. I need to stop. Otherwise I'm going to be recreating bracelets until the end of my life. Oh, this is so cool. I've seen so many daisy chain recreations that you guys have done with multicolored string. And that I definitely need to do. That one I've been wanting to do for a while. That one's a non-negotiable. I'm doing that. But this is so cool. I also don't recognize the multicolored string here, which is also really interesting. I'm specifically interested in the one that's second to right. I think that's really beautiful. Out of the 4, that one's my favorite. This is really cool and I love a daisy chain. This is the woven friendship bracelet. And this is also really cool. I think this is my favorite part, honestly, seeing different colors of the same bracelet like that. That's also why I really like looking at photos underneath patterns. It's so cool to see what different colors people choose because it completely changes the vibe of the bracelet. But this is so gorgeous. And here's another one. There we go. Same bracelet, but an entirely different vibe. The dotted border chevron. That one is so cute. I really like this pattern. And I also really like the color choice here. I feel like these colors really go together really well. And it is such a cute pattern that is also so easy to make. It's literally just a chevron with a border. Beautiful. Oh, this is the dovetail bracelet. Now that is a throwback. I think I filmed that tutorial also like 5 years ago. Wow. I forgot about this bracelet. This is beautiful. The colors work really well here as well. And we have an arrowhead bracelet. Oh, there are so many different variations of the arrowhead. I think I chose the easiest one to explain because the majority of them have a ridiculous amount of repeating rows that it would just be so annoying to explain. But this one looks really cool. The Starry Night bracelet. Oh, these are such cool colors too. I think if I remember correctly, I did it in purple and pink, but like with metallic strings as well. I think these might be metallic as well. Or no, I think they're like silky. Is that the vibes? I'm not sure. This is a gorgeous bracelet and I do love that pattern. Is this the half and half chevron? I love how you switched it halfway through. That's really cool. Very creative. This is beautiful. We have the confetti bracelet. I do really like that one. Love the blue. My brain stopped working for a second. Like I actually malfunctioned. This is the distorted chevron and some kind of an animal that I'm not gonna name because I'm gonna get it wrong, but this is amazing. You match the colors perfectly. And my brain legitimately malfunctioned when I first looked at this. This is so cool. And the circle bracelet. Now this is one of the first like shaped bracelets I ever made a tutorial for. I also made one for like a snowflake variation, and then I should probably make more of the shaped bracelet tutorials because like there are so many really cool patterns with this, but the circle bracelet is one where you can like change the colors however you want with each of the iterations. And this looks really cool. I love it. We have more of the vertical wave bracelet and more of the fishbone chevron. It's also really cool to see like which bracelets show up again and again because obviously you guys enjoy those tutorials. I think I've seen the fishbone chevron the most, probably because it is one of my most popular videos and also it's one of my oldest videos. Not just in this specific channel on Discord, but you guys send me photos of your bracelets on Instagram a lot. You share them on other channels of the Discord. You tag me in your Instagram posts, so I see quite a lot of your bracelets, which I really always enjoy doing. And I think the fishbone chevron is one that shows up most frequently. This video is getting super long, so I'm gonna speed through the remaining ones. Maybe I'll talk about the ones that we haven't covered yet, which is the herringbone bracelet. This one is also surprisingly easy to make. Not as easy as some of the other ones, granted it's not one repeating row, but it is quite easy and very beautiful. This is the diamond chevron bracelet. I love the pink and purple here. I think it worked really well. The rainbow hearts. This is also an all-time favorite of mine. I still need to film that video where I go through my all-time favorite bracelets in my collection. This just reminded me, but that bracelet is also definitely gonna make it into that, so a bit of a spoiler for that video. The frogs are adorable. This collection of the Chinese staircase bracelets is huge, and I kind of want to see a person wearing all of them at the same time because I think that would be very impressive. And then we have some more arrowheads. I love it. These are all very well chosen colors as well. I think my favorite is the purple. I just like it. Now this one is the mirrored diamonds tutorial. I love this. Green is also not a color that I go for very frequently. Maybe I need to make something with green and brown. I'll go for a combo. Another green one. This is also one of my favorite patterns of all time, the staggered chevron. I think I made 3 of these bracelets. Never in this color combination though, this is really cool. And then more of the distorted chevron, of course. The orange and green also goes really well together. I love how we use green for like all 3 of these bracelets. This is really cool. I should use green more. We have the watermelon bracelet, which is such a classic. I've actually made tutorials for 2 different variations of the watermelon bracelet, one of which is this, and then the other one where we've got just the watermelon like on one side and then the green part on the other side. This is a beautiful recreation. This is the ladybug chain bracelet. This is really cute. I love how it's on green. Also, interestingly, I had a ladybug sit on me literally today. I was on the bus and the ladybug just decided to sit on me. I don't even know why it was in the bus, but it was going somewhere. This is the checkered candy stripe and the chain link candy stripe. I forgot I did a tutorial on the chain link candy stripe. That's really cool. The chain link candy stripe, which is the one on the right, is a bracelet that I thought I invented. I was like 12 or 13 and it was only a few years since I started making bracelets in the first place. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I just split off the colors and I just did knots between them for a little bit and then I reconnected them. And so I did that and I thought I invented this pattern and then I realized that, oh no, it's actually a pattern that exists and people have done this many, many times before. But still, this was my first like original thought in terms of bracelet making. That is a very special pattern and I love these 2 gorgeous recreations. And also here we have a graduation bracelet with a graduation cap in the school colors. Congratulations on graduating. This is really cool. So we've got another dotted border chevron here in gorgeous sort of purple and pink. This is one of my favorite patterns of all time as well. I love this pumpkin pattern. I made a knot with me for it and I love how you recreated it here as well. The colors you chose work really well and I find that very difficult, specifically with alphas, because you want the colors to be different enough so that you can actually see the shading or see the like highlighting, but then also similar enough that they're not like completely out of place. So I find this very difficult, but I think you match the colors really well here. And we have one of the crystals as well, which is a bracelet that I filmed a Not With Me for. Oh, that is gorgeous. I've been filming this video for so long, the sun set. It is pitch black outside. That was so much fun. I really do love looking at your bracelets. Don't think that because I've been doing this for many years that I get tired of seeing people's bracelets. I really don't. Please continue to send me your bracelets. You can send me your bracelets on Instagram DMs. You can tag me in your bracelets. You can also participate in challenges. If you want to know what the latest challenge is, watch my latest wrap-up video. I always introduce a challenge in those. But if you want your bracelets to potentially be featured in a video, then submit via the Discord server in that specific channel, which is tutorials bracelets. I'll be taking pictures from there and adding them into some of my future videos. I think that this could be a really cool community interaction thing for us to do. That way I get to see more of your bracelets and you potentially get to have them featured in a video as well. But thank you so much to everybody who submitted. I loved seeing your bracelets. And thank you so much to anybody who has ever watched any of my videos. Subscribe to the channel, but even if you haven't, honestly, the last few years have been absolutely amazing. 400 plus videos. I cannot believe it, honestly. That is a crazy number. Crazy, crazy number. And I can't believe we hit 200,000 subscribers. It feels like only yesterday I got the plaque for 100,000. I kind of didn't even think I would hit 100. Honestly, I thought there was kind of a cap to how many people were interested in friendship bracelets. This is such a niche thing to have a YouTube channel for. But then I did hit 100,000 and now we're here. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. In case you didn't know, I also wrote a book about friendship bracelets. It's a collection of photo tutorials that is aimed at beginners but takes you all the way to the more advanced stuff. It goes through different techniques, materials you use, ways to start and finish, and also a couple of pattern tutorials as well. The Beginner's Guide to Friendship Bracelets is available anywhere you typically buy books, and there is also a direct link in the description. It's also available worldwide, and if you are struggling with international shipping, my publisher can help you with the link in the description. Before I go, I also want to give a special shout out to my patrons, and especially my top supporters. It is with your support that I can continue creating videos on this channel. My patrons have been a huge support over the last few years, and I truly appreciate that. If you also want to become a patron, the link to that is in the description. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for 200,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna go enjoy my cupcake. Bye.